Baby brine shrimp is actually quite easy, despite what a lot of people think. It's not as hard as a lot of people are under the deception that it's a sort of a more difficult, more hard way to get some live food in their tanks. There's a lot of mucking around. It's not really. It's pretty straightforward. It's initial setup's about the hardest part. Now, what we do is you just need an air pump. You need something like this, or you can even just grab like a container for a bottle to sit in, and we have an air tube. Now the air tube goes into the bottom of this. This is a brine shrimp hatchery. Now you can get these at any sort of place that deals with fish, well, mostly anyway. There might be some stores that don't, but they're generally quite cheap to grab. You don't necessarily need it. You can have something that'll hold a bottle. So what that does is you grab a soft drink bottle, fizzy drink bottle, and you cut the end off. Just cut the end off like that. Now this here, it just screws in the top there, like so. Just make sure it screws in tight, so there's not going to be any leaks or anything like that. So now what we do is we need to grab our rock salt or tonic salt. Sea salt's quite good. So what we do is we fill it up a little wee bit. Now all the time, this is what I do. You can measure it out, but you usually only go up to the neck part. So where it starts to go fat, that's where you stop. Now if you have too much salt, the brine shrimp won't hatch. So what we're doing is now we're going to go grab our brine shrimp container. You can get them in big bulk containers, you can buy them in little groups. This is the stuff here, and as you can see it's like a fine powder, real fine sort of powder. Now we want to, I've got a tablespoon here, it's better to do a teaspoon with this sort of stuff, but we just use very little. And something about that much here, because otherwise your wood will go too cloudy and you have too many, and then they'll all start dying because they're competing for food. And that's if you want to keep them long term. As well, you know, you get a lot of brine shrimps can last a long time. It'll be a waste as well, because they don't live forever in those sort of things unless you start feeding them. And if you just want them for the short duration of feeding your fish, then yeah, there's no real reason for anything else for that part. And it's just ends up waste of money, because you've just spent X amount of dollars just wasting some brine shrimp in there, brine shrimp eggs, and they've all hatched, and there's too much to feed to your fish. So it all depends how much fish you've got. So as to how much eggs you use, I would use very little for most things. That amount there would feed a good 20 grams for about 2 days at least. And brine shrimp's great for fry. You can feed your fry out real good with that. And yeah, so next step is we're going to fill it up with water. You can see. Right, so now I'm going to fill it up with water. I've just grabbed the jug, and we just fill it up to I've set the air pump going, and you can see it's starting to bubble. Now all the salt that's in the bottom will dissipate from the bubbles coming up, and it'll just look like this once it's done. This other one, I've had a bit too much eggs in there, you'll see it's gone quite brown. You will get a natural pinky tinge normally, because brine shrimp are pinky. Now this here, so I'll fill it up to there, and all the salt at the bottom here will dissipate. So that'll all turn into just turn into salty solution. And you'll have lots of baby. Now the brine shrimp will hatch after 24 hours, somewhere between 24 to 48 hours. They're usually about 24, but if it's a bit cold temperatures, they tend to hatch later. This is a batch here that I've done already, and as you can see, I've sort of had a little too much, it's gone sort of more browny, browny pink. So I'm going to go and start feeding some little fish. Now the way I do it is, there's two ways you can actually take the brine shrimp out. You can have a container, because all the eggs float to the top, and you see the residue of eggs at the top there. And that's all the shells that have hatched and they've turned into your little shrimp. Now the little shrimp is all swimming in there, and they're in huge clusters. It's really amazing how many brine shrimp you can get in a single syringe full. You can get this container and take the airline, like I've got here, and I've got a little one-way valve that stops it. If any leaks come there, the water comes down the tube and stops here, so it doesn't do any harm to your pump or so. So you can take that off there and just drain that into a container and quickly put it over. Suggest a bucket underneath so you're not going to spill it on the floor or anything like that. And so you quickly put it back together and bubble it back up. So now I'm just going to go and grab a syringe, and I'm going to go, because this is the other way that you can do it, it's just by using the syringe, and you pop it down because you don't want to get the dead eggs that are floating to the top. You'll only get a couple, but it's preferably better if you don't have the eggs, because little baby fry can actually choke. It can choke on the shells. This one's quite important. Just got a stiff syringe, sorry guys. Okay. Hey, now I don't know if you can see any movement in there. There's a lot of young brine shrimp just in there. There's some of them moving quite a bit, and others are still not so moving. There's an older batch, so these ones are starting to die, but there's still enough food in here to supply quite a lot of fish. Now these are young fatties I have. You just stick the old syringe in here, and press they all hang around for the baby brine shrimp. As you can see, they're really enjoying that. All these young platies, there's quite a few in here, breed these. Really enjoying that. That's all there is to it. So yeah, it takes around 24 to 48 hours to hatch. So this is a new one here. So yeah, and the eggs will just float around on turbulence. You need the air bubbles to circulate them, like they've been in nature. You know, they've been in the waves and stuff, and tossing around, and that gets them hatch. They have a great thing where like a natural hormone that's really good for growth. You find that fish get real fat real fast and grow a lot faster with the stuff. These guys still enjoying it. They'll be swimming in there. Now, brine shrimp, when you release them into the fresh water, they do survive for about 3 days. And they're very, very small. They're really, really hard to see with your eyes. You can see them, but it's just really hard. And they'll swim around in there for a couple of days, and then no doubt they will be eaten by these guys. They're just really enjoying it. All the different pieces in there. Okay. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay tuned.